Scott first in Wilmington, Delaware. Scott, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, you're on the air.
Well, this is my take on the whole situation. Now, evidently, they verified that the video where the young kid that was shot was in the store and he did a strong arm robbery. They verified that was, in fact, him.
How did they verify that?
Well, that's what they're reporting on the news, that the police have verified that was him.
Well, I'm sure the police would like you to believe that was him. I don't know if just because they have video means that it was actually him.
The police and witnesses and the store clerk evidently have verified that was him. Okay, so not just okay. So that being said, if that was him, then he's not a good guy. He's not. He's a thug and a bully, as is evident in the video. If he did that strong arm robbery, if in fact it was him, okay, so he's not a good guy. He's a thug and a bully. So it's not too much of a stretch to think that he assaulted the police officer, or he tried to grab a police officer's gun. Now, let me finish before you cut me off. If you try to grab a police officer's gun, or if you try to grab anyone's firearm, they have a legal right to kill you. A legal right to kill you. If you go
for how long after?
To take a gun, let me finish. Okay. Let me finish. If you go try to pull someone's gun from them, they have a legal right to kill you. That being said, the officer may have been assaulted. They say there was a shot that was fired in the vehicle. If that's the case, there should be a bullet hole in the roof of the vehicle during the scuffle. Okay, but when the kid, thug or not, turned and ran away, or tried to run away, or tried to leave, that's where the situation changed. Now, if someone comes into your house or someone attacks you on the street, and you're in fear for your life, you have a legal right to shoot them.
Yes.
But if they're going away from you, then that danger to you no longer exists. Now, it sounds like to me that they said the cop was treated for bruises and his face was swollen and so forth and so on. Sounds like to me that he might have hit the cop. The cop was furious, and then he tried to run away, and then the cop was shooting at him. Now, if he shot him in the back, that's a problem, okay? And there were evidently over 9 shots fired.
Oh, wow.
I can't see any justification for nine shots being fired
in a residential area.
You know, that seems way excessive force. And if the kid was running away or got his hands and had his hands in the air, then that cop's in a lot of trouble.
Well, whether the cop's in a lot of trouble is another question. It seems to be that the cops can get away with murder in a lot of cases. I wouldn't get my hopes up.
I wouldn't call that murder.
No. It was murder if the guy was going away from him.
Well, so if it was a felony, so if you punch an officer, I'm pretty sure that they're going to call that a felony. Then you have the fleeing felon rule.
If you're being assaulted and you continue to attack the officer, and the officer is in fear for his life or safety, then there's justification for him pulling the firearm.
That's a justified shooting. I got it, and I understand where you're coming from, but you're kind of treating an officer like they're a regular individual, and I would like to point out that they're not. They are the king's men, and they have special rules for themselves. So assault on a Leo is different than assault on a regular individual. An assault, probably a first-degree misdemeanor. Assault on a Leo, probably a low-degree felony. If somebody commits a felony, then you have the right to shoot them if they're trying to flee.
Police.
The problem is that I would say that they often employ this rule, and you don't know where these bullets go. You're just firing rounds in a residential neighborhood, and every one of those rounds went somewhere. And if they didn't go into this guy, they went someplace else.
No, you're right. Well, just because someone commits a felony doesn't give you right to shoot them.
I agree. I agree. Just to clarify, Scott, what he was saying was he used the word "you," and I think it was confusing. What Mark was saying was the police have a rule that allows them to shoot somebody that they believe is in the commission of a felony.
You can.
That's wrong. That's wrong. That is absolutely wrong.
Is it?
You cannot just shoot somebody.
Not you,
thousand things.
Mark. I've never heard that people have the right to do this. I've never heard that. I've only heard it as the police.
Cops can't do it either. Cops can't do it either.
Okay, well, that's interesting, Scott. That's new to me. I've always heard. I have to agree with Mark on this one. We've heard it's been called the fleeing felon rule. I mean, I wish they couldn't do it. I don't think they should be able to shoot somebody in the back. And I certainly agree with you that that in the midst of a struggle, then it makes sense to use violence to defend yourself in that way. But like you said, if the guy's running away, the situation has changed. It should be de-escalation at that point and investigation to try to capture.
I'm not saying it's
the
right.
Suspect.
I'm just saying there's a fleeing felon rule.
Scott, thanks for the call, man. Do appreciate hearing from you tonight. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, and I presume that fleeing felon rule is fairly common amongst the 50 states, but I don't know for sure. Maybe there are some states where it doesn't exist. So we don't know. We're not legal experts, but we are talk show hosts, and we'll take your calls.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.